Well, welcome back to MOJOfied Guitar. We got us a little guitar here. What kind is it? We're going to look down. Oh, we're going to look up. Oh, what could it be? Well, it's this beautiful, beautiful guitar. That looks like a Strat. Is it a Strat? Strat style. Let's see if it's a real Strat. Oh, yes it is. There you got it right there, boys. She's a real one. Let's start from the top. She's looking pretty good up there. Everything looks like it's in order. What's he brought a guy, my new bud named Neil. He's the one that had the LTD bass that was the spalted maple one we just did a video on. He brought us this Strat. Looks like it needs a little bit of cleanup on the fretboard. He says, I need you to put the mojo on it. I like what you did to the bass. And he says, I gotta have my Strats. Gotta have all my guitars done, he says. It's got the 6-screw trim. Looks like it's got the single coil. Yes, sir, it's a regular old Strat. Yes, it is. Let's take a look at the back of this. Put it around here. There we go. Yep. It's that real nice kind of a mint green, you know? Real nice. Skunk stripe up the back of the neck. Looks real good in front of the Mojo sign, I tell you one thing. What do we got? Got some Fender branded tuners. I like them kind of stick in there. I have the peg on the back of them. Those are nice. But yeah, she's a real nice guitar. And he just wants me to go over it, get it all playing real good. We're not going to float the bridge. We're just going to deck it down so she's nice and solid. And so it's like a hardtail, you know. We'll play it good. We'll put some mojo in it. So we're going to make this one a quick one. We're not going to get into all the little tiny details and stuff like that. But we're going to show you exactly how we put some mojo into this thing here. So what do you say? We'll take it on over to the workbench. Yeah, baby. Oh, yeah. Welcome to MOJOfied Guitar, baby. Okay, well here we are over at the bench, and we're giving this kind of the once over. Tell you one thing, it's a real pretty guitar. You know, I like that green, that minty green metallic paint. But I'll tell you one thing, this thing is kind of dirty. You know, you can see that the bridge there is pretty dirty. I mean, there's some dirt around here. You know, the neck's pretty dirty. Headstock's not in bad shape, but you know, it looks nice and it's dusty and stuff. This is Neil's daily player. He says he likes this one. He says, but it needs a freshening up. You know what I mean? So we're gonna freshen it up a little bit. And basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over this whole thing from head to toe. We're gonna make sure that the you know, the tuners up in here are all tight and the way they're supposed to be. Everything's tightened down. Everything's the way it's supposed to be. You know, we're going to make sure that everything's cleaned up. The neck is right. We're going to get the fret ends just perfect. Everything's going to be just the way it's supposed to be. So we're basically going to end up tearing this. Well, not tearing it apart, but taking this guitar apart. And remember, when we take things apart, we treat them with the utmost respect. And this is not my instrument. This is somebody's, you know, this is somebody's baby here. This is somebody's pride and joy. So I try to treat it like that. And I try to treat it with the respect. So I put down a towel and stuff like that. I use a little thing to hold the neck up and stuff. And I try not to keep any tools around here so I was going to scratch anything up, or I'm careful when I use the screwdriver. You know, you just have to be extra careful with people's stuff. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're just going to disassemble this guitar, and we're going to take the strings off of it, and we're going to take the neck off of it, and we're going to take the pick guard off of it. We're going to take the tremolo system apart, because that is pretty dirty down there, and we want to get it all nice and clean and lubed and everything. And we're probably going to take the back apart, and we're just going to take this down to where we think we need to. We're not going to take off things like the strap buttons and stuff like that, but we will take out this, and we're going to, that way we can get it all good and polished up. And we might just take the strap buttons off too, but we're going to get it a good cleaning. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to disassemble this, okay? All right, we got out the soldering iron, we got the pick guard off of it right here, and we were looking around a little bit in it and stuff like that, and I don't know if you can see that right there in the corner. It says July the 31st, 2002. So I'm assuming that's right about the time this was made. Nice looking pick guard, everything in it nice. That's capacitors, nice work, everything's nice and clean. 2 single coils, you know, a little bit yellowed, a little bit dirty. Just gonna clean up real nice. You know, get them pots all cleaned up. And then we got the underneath of the cavity of the body. Got a few little things, and then we saw something else in here, right up in here, that said July 2002, so we're going to say this is a 2002 Fender Stratocaster in mint green. I'm going to say it, whatever it is. I know it's some kind of a name green, but I'm not sure what it is. So we're going to go ahead and take this trem system apart. We're going to take the springs out, and we're going to take all the screws and take the pieces out right here. So we're just going to come around here, pull these springs out. Easy to do. Okay. Set those off to the side, flip it back over. Now that's loose, and we can go ahead and take the screws out. So I think I'm going to get my bigger screwdriver for that job. If I can find it. Aha, there we are. That's not the one I was looking for. There's the one I'm looking for. Here we go. My big one. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this, all 6 of these screws out. We're going to take this trem system out of there, and we're even going to go ahead and take these strap buttons out, and we'll be right back when we get all that done. Okay, we got the body all stripped down the way we want it and stuff like that, and we're going to go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and put this to the side, and we're going to start on the neck. So we're going to take the pick guard and the body, and we're going to set those off to the side here. Okay, and we're going to get on this neck here. Now I was noticing something on this neck. I was kind of taking just a look at it real quick, and every last one of these, look at that. You see that tuning key move? Every last one of these is loose. It's one of the things, you know, that happens with these. They get loose. You gotta tighten them down. So, but what we're gonna do is we are going to go ahead and take these out of there, and we're gonna clean them up real nice, and we're gonna clean the headstock real nice and get that all started. And then we're gonna start working on this neck. Okay. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get our socket out here. Yep. Is that a 10? Oh, that's not a 10. Where's my 10? There she is. Let's get the right tools out. What do you say, huh? Go ahead, take all these off, all these nuts off. And with these tuners, the back, there's no screws holding these in the back. I'll show you what they look like in the back. So you don't have to worry about taking a screw out of there. It's just the nut holding it in. And that's the one thing that, if the nut gets loose, then the whole tuner gets loose. So, see, and they just got these little sleeves in there. And then there's a washer. And I'll tell you once again, like I always tell you, the washer's beveled on one side and just flat on the other. So you want the beveled side to go up. And we're going to pull all these nuts off here. Leave them right there, and we'll dump off all the thing. And look at the tuners just pop right off, except for that one. That was stuck in there a little bit. Don't want to come out. We'll just have to do a little. Oh, there it goes. Just need a little precision. Now, as you can see, there's little holes in the back right there, and then there's little holes, or there's little pins on the back of the tuner. So when the tuner sits in there like this here, the little pegs go into the hole, and then that holds it from moving around. Keeps them lined up. Very nice. Okay, let's take all this stuff. I'm going to put this over here in a nice little pile so we can keep track of everything. Put all those right over there. Now we're going to start concentrating on this neck. Tell you what, we'll be right back. Alright, we're back, and I was just taking a look at this. We're going to clean it up, but I wanted to take a look at those frets. See, those frets are getting a little bit dented. I got some dents in the frets right across there, but I think that there's enough meat left on these frets to get something going on with them. But see, there's that top one right there. It's got dents all the way across from all 6 strings. Let's see that one right there. So I'm hoping that maybe we can get that taken care of. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get this cleaned up, and then we're going to level out this neck, make sure that it's nice and level. Well, alright, we are back with the neck, and we have finished the neck. And as you can see, it looks pretty nice. Put some wax on it. Got it real nice and shiny. And you can see that fretboard is looking real nice. And I like the stripes that it has down the middle of it. It's got some real character. But you can see how nice and shiny those frets are. And you can see what we've done to the edge and the end of the frets. Those are ultra smooth. The end of the frets were filed over, rolled over. I mean, you know, so they're nice and smooth. Took all the hard edges off there, and we took the hard edge off of the fretboard here, rolled that over so that's nice and smooth. It's not a hard edge no more across there. And these fret ends, they're like little balls on the end, and when you run your finger across them, you can't even feel it. You can't feel it a thing up and down this neck. It's all nice and smooth and ready to go. The frets have been polished. The board has been leveled with the leveling beam here. We put it across there. First of all, we get it perfectly flat. We put our straight edge across it, and we make sure that it's perfectly flat. Then we take our leveling beam and we make sure that the frets are all perfectly at the same level. And then we take our crowning tool and we go over it and we make sure that we put a nice little point right on each one of these frets. Then we polish them and make them look real shiny. And then we condition the fretboard with some coconut oil. So we hydrate the fretboard so that's nice and, you know, has some moisture in it. And then we take a coat of carnauba wax and we put that over there. We put that over because, you know, wood likes wax. And it makes it just that much smoother and silkier. And when we get done with putting some wax on it, we take our good old buffing wheel and we give it a good buffing up and down, and gets it real nice and shiny, and it seals up the wood real nice, protects it quite a bit. And well, after we've buffed it and shined it and polished it and worked every last bit of it, done everything known to man, we've kind of smoothed the back out so that it's nice and smooth. And you know, we give it the hand test. We run our hand over it like this just to make sure that there's nothing and you don't feel anything on this edge, and that's exactly what you want. Now this top edge, that's not, you know, there might be a little something, but we smooth that over too. So, you know, this is the bottom edge, so it's the nice smooth one. We went over and we checked everything else. We polished this all up and we got it all ready, and it's all ready to go right back into the body. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to get the body up here, and we're going to get that all cleaned up and polished and stuff too. So we'll be right back. Okay, we are back with the body, and that's the back of the body. And we're just kind of looking at it, and it looks like it's real clean. You know, this is a 2002, so it's 20 years old, 21 now. And all I'm seeing is a couple little stuff that probably will rub right out of there. There's a little bit of white junk right there on the end. I don't know if you can see that. A little bit of white stuff. That'll probably polish right off a little bit of the fine compound we're using. See, I got a couple little spots right there, if you can see that in the glare. But it's looking real good. There's a couple little things right there. And basically what we're going to do is we're going to go over it with a little bit with a damp rag, and we're going to wash it up as best we can, get it as clean as we can, and then anything that's left over, we're going to go over it with some rubbing alcohol. And I've already tried some rubbing alcohol on a couple of spots, and it doesn't affect the paint because this is polyurethane. And then we'll get it nice and good and clean, and then we are going to go over it with just a little bit of polish and get it real nice and shiny and beautiful. So let me go get a rag and I'll be right back. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and start wiping it down a little bit. Just kind of keeping it, you know, taking a look at it, see how it's looking. The sides. The other side there. Ripping the horn there. Now should we get the back real good? We're just trying to get anything that might be, well, I don't know, there's a couple little more dings and stuff, but that's, you know, it's par for the course for a 20-year-old guitar. And we're just kind of looking for spots that are going to be, you know, need a little extra rubbing. But yeah, she's going to clean up real nice. We'll try the front again. Sometimes you let it get a little bit, get a little moisture on this side, and then you let it set, and then you go back over it, and man, this cleans right up, no problem. I got a little bit of plastic junk right there. A little bit of rubbing compound in there. We'll go ahead and wipe that out of there too, right? We don't want that in there. Of course, I'm about ready to put a little bit of rubbing compound on it myself. Alright. And you know, if you see anything that's in the cavities or anything like that that don't look right, which I do, I got a couple of little things that are sticking up in there. And I don't like that. I really don't. So what we're going to do, we're going to get a little flathead screwdriver here. We're just going to kind of knock that stuff off a little bit, okay? I don't like that stuff sticking up. It's not good, okay? I noticed there was another piece over here. It's just miscellaneous junk. It's laying, it gets caught in the paint, you know, and no sir, I don't like it. So, get that little bit right there, that ain't nothing. Okay, now I'm happy with that. So we're just gonna turn it over and blow it out off of the table, because I don't want that stuff on the table scratching. Like, turn it up. I don't know what that is. There is some white junk right there, as you can see. I don't know what that is. So, it seems to be like some kind of a gluey something. I don't know what it is, man, but we're scraping it out of there. I don't like it, and it don't belong. You know, it's like that after school special, you know, when they go, one of these things just doesn't belong here, like on Sesame Street, yeah. Well, that stuff don't belong in there. And see, now we're coming back around that hole where the input jack goes, or output jack, whatever you want to call it. That stuff's coming off there. This stuff underneath the, where the trim was, that's coming off of there. You know, we're just kind of giving it a good rub down with a rag. This is, you know, cleaning it. I'm not trying to get the paint marks off it or anything like that, or buff it or anything like that, but that's what I'm going to do next here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take just a little bit of our, and we're even going to use the rag that we towel that we was just using, and we're going to take a little bit of our clean finish polishing compound. That stuff, this is real unabrasive. It's got just a little bit. It's the fine stuff you use before you go ahead and start polishing it out. So we're just going to take a little bit, put it on our rag right there. We're just going to kind of rub it around a little bit. Start over here in the open area. We want to get our rag in a nice little tight ball. So we're just using that ball. We're going to kind of rub this stuff around. Okay. And when you start running out, you put a little bit more on your rag. And just rub it in a little bit, get it spread out, and then you can come around to these little areas, get in between there and them spots. And remember, some of this is going to be covered up by pick guard, so it's not, you know, real super important to get in there. So you mainly got to worry about this, the stuff that's outside of the pick guard screws. We're just kind of rubbing it around like this. We're just taking the finish down to the fresh part, you know, the stuff that's nice and fresh. And we were going around in a circle, and now we're just going to go back and forth straight like this, so I don't leave any swirl marks. I'm just going right straight back and forth. And I'm not really putting any pressure on the rag or anything like that, just kind of letting it glide and do its work. Okay, alright, I'm happy with that. And now we'll flip it over and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Let's spread it around, work it in. Okay. And we want to make sure we're getting it nice and even all over. And you can kind of feel this rubbing compound as it's grabbing. It's kind of like when you use sandpaper, you feel it grab, and then when it starts getting smooth and stuff like that, you know that it's done doing its cut. It's not gonna do any more after that. So we're gonna go around it one more time with the rubbing compound there. Okay, now we're just gonna go straight back and forth like we did on the front. Okay. Alright. Bam! Okay, and remind me, I gotta get in there and clean that trim cavity out a little bit. Okay, let's just widen out a tad. Okay, Now we're going to get in all the, we're going to get the sides. And I think I better put just a little bit more on there for the sides. The sides had some junk on them, kind of, you know, a little bit here and there. So how about we do this like this. Beautiful color. And this, rubbing this out will help bring out the sparkle and the shine that this has. We'll get underneath there. You know, and give it a little rub. Give it a little rub. You know? Okay, let's get around this side. We'll get just a little bit more for this side. Okay. And this is the kind of stuff that really pays off. And that, you know, the stuff that the rubbing compound that I'm using is just something that I got from the auto parts store. You know, tried it on the car. It worked real nice. So try it on a guitar. It's gonna work real nice too. Okay, now I got a couple of spots here that I was wanting to get the white spot off there. So we're gonna kind of go over this. Okay. So we've rubbed the whole thing down. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over it with this. Still go over it, but I'm going to make sure we got all the little spots that were on it off. Make sure we got all the little, you know, little nicks, little white marks, little anything. So it's just perfectly clean. There's nothing left on it. Okay. And once we get it all where we think we got all the little marks and anything else off there, so there's a little mark right there. Oh, look at that. It just wiped right away. Well, just about. Putting up a little bit of a fight. We're just going to rub that and rub that until that just appears just like it just did. Little spots down here, a little rubbing. Okay, we're going to take this towel, we're just going to go over it and we're going to wipe it all down so we get a good look at what it looks like. Okay, and then basically from here we're going to get it nice and shiny. See, can you see how nice and shiny that is already? It gets it ready for the wax. It really does. Okay. So then we're going to go ahead and wipe this down. We're going to make sure that everything is, you know, there's no marks on it or anything like that. It's all looking real pretty. No, get it all nice. Who's wide out? Yes, we are. We're as wide out as we're going to get. Okay, let's go to the front. Oh, yeah. Oh, this just cleaned up real nice. And see, that's the nice thing about having a video on your guitar. First of all, it's kind of like, you know, it's almost like you were sitting here watching the guy do it. Except for you're not, you know, boring him to half to death. No. You know, you're sitting here watching. You see what he did to your guitar, you know? You kind of, you know, get a sense of, whew, all the things, all the work that he put into it, all the things that he did, and you know, it's nice where you can go back and you can say, hey, you know, to your friends, you can go show your friends, you can show whoever you want, you know, but, oh wow, look at that. I mean, it is a mirror finish. See, there's some white junk on the corner down here. There's a couple of little spots. They had some little white marks on it, and we got all that stuff right off there. I mean, look, that's factory. That looked that good when it came out of the factory, but we're not done. Oh no, it's like the, you know, like the infomercial. But that's not all. We've got more. We're going to take some of our, once again, good old liquid car wax and dry. We're going to spray a little bit of this on there, and we're just going to wipe it off. And the nice thing about this stuff is that it will give it a real nice, safe polish, and it doesn't have any abrasives in it or anything like that. So we're just gonna kind of go around and give it a little spray off there. A little spray. And we'll grab our rag here. And we're just gonna kind of start wiping this around. So all you gotta do is just wipe it around. Man, it sure does. It's got a nice smell to it. It's one of the things that I do like about it. It's got a real nice smell to it. And it just puts the finishing touch on that paint job. Ooh, man. I mean, you know, with just a few simple things, you can make that even that much shinier. I mean, and it's glass. It's like glass. Okay, let's get the side done too. I think I'm gonna set this rag down here. Good. All right, there we go. A little bit of shot of that around there. We're just gonna take a little spot of the rag here and just sort of wipe that stuff around so we get good coverage all over the place with it. You know, make sure we get it all over good. And I like this stuff because it don't get in the holes and turn white and stuff like that. It's just, you know, it's the liquid car wax, like kind of you put in after, you know, you washed your car. All right, we got it spread in there. And we'll just take this part of the rag, clean part of the rag here, go over it. Yeah, chop. Another success. Oh, yeah. It is just, and you can, you know, you're rubbing, okay, you know, when you first start, and then you just feel it get smooth. It just gets smooth. And that's when you can feel like it's like glass. Look at that. Dude. I mean, that's... yeah. Ooh, clean. Okay. Next thing we gotta do, we gotta put this to the side. Clyde, and we're just gonna set it over here. Off to the side for a second. Because we got some business to take care of on this here pick guard, see? And we also got some business to take care of on this tremolo. We got to get this all cleaned up and looking good and fresh. And we got a couple other things that we got to spartan up and get them looking nice before we can proceed to putting it back together and get it actually set up and stuff like that. So I think one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to try to take these knobs off here if we can. We're going to see how gingerly they come off here. And they're probably not going to... oh, there they go. We're pulling from both sides. Here we go. There we go. There we go. Oh, well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Sometimes those can be a pain. And look what we got. We got a little bit of plastic left over from the pick guard plastic. You know, that stuff's always hard to get out of there. But I think what we're going to do is we're just going to leave those right up in there. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to, I think we're going to take off the, take this off here. Let's see, is that, no, it's not. We're going to take this off, this nut off here, get that plastic off there. And we're going to go ahead and drop this whole pick guard right now. Take everything right off of it. That's the smart thing to do. You'd think I'd have my stuff all set out and ready to go. Is that it right there? Looks like it. There we go. But I'm almost unprepared. I was going to dig through my drawer. Alright, but we're going to get these off here. And then this way we can give this pick guard a good cleaning. We can get the pickups a good cleaning. I mean, it's been 20 years. I don't think anything's been done to this since the factory. I mean, change the strings, you know. As far as being set up or, you know, anything really done to it, I don't think so. So a screwdriver. We'll take out the screws for the 5-way switch here. You guys want to get in a little tighter so you can see what's going on? Okay. I'll get my hand right in the way. We'll try it like this. Yeah. I gotta learn to keep looking up at the shot, make sure that I'm, you know, doing it right. Okay, that's my 3 screws. I want to keep these little piles of screws in the right spot so I don't lose track of what's what. Alright, so we got that one off. Oh, we gotta take the tip off there. That's never going to go through. Okay. And now I'm going to go ahead and take the screws out for the pickups. Which are 75 miles long. Yep, no, Santa didn't give me no automatic drill this year. A cheapskate. Is that the same shoe? It goes in there. I think I'll peek them over there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, things are tight. Everybody loves guitars these days, but nobody wants to buy them. We're gonna get this one here, right in the sweet spot. Get everything nice and clean. And it's going to be, you've seen how the body turned out. I mean, it's going to be practically a rebuilt brand new guitar. I mean, you know, come on, it's going to be better than it. Well, you know, I think I can safely say that I'm going to do a better job of setting it up than the factory did. So it's going to be better than it ever has been before, you know, as far as I'm concerned. I don't think, you know, the proof is going to be in the pudding. You know, I can talk all this smack, you know, hey, my stuff's good, everything's cool, you know, but you know, it's in the player's hands. You know, when this guy gets this guitar, I've done a bass for him, but he's not a bass player. He's a guitar player, and this is his favorite go-to guitar. And I can tell because it's getting a little wore out. In fact, I think I'm probably going to end up telling the guy he needs a fret job because it's getting there. You know, they're getting pretty low. I think he'll be all right this time, but next time I don't know. So, make sure you get all these springs too. He's going to play this guitar. He's going to feel how nice it plays, and how good it sounds, and you know how good it looks. And he's gonna want to get the rest of his guitars done too, because he knows that I've taken it to a place that where all guitars strive to be, and that's in the sweet spot where every note plays perfectly in tune up and down this neck. You know, when you play a note on this neck, when you tune it so that up here where everything is perfectly in tune. Get it as close as you possibly can. And then when you play this, just press down on this first note. Keep the tuner on. Press down on that first note. Press down on each one of these. And if they don't come up perfectly in tune, that tuner don't go whoop, just like that, right straight to tune, then it's not set up right. And that's the nice thing about guitars when I'm done with them, is that every last note on this fretboard plays perfectly in tune. And that makes it, when you play a chord, you know, you play a chord up here or something like that, you're just playing single notes. They're perfectly in tune. And that's great for recording studios, because that way you can record tracks and they're all in the same tune. You know? So this guitar is going to be where it's supposed to be, where all guitars are supposed to be. Playing perfectly in tune, sounding good, you know, the whole 9 yards. Okay, so we got our stuff taken apart here, and what we're going to do, we're going to take these little white covers off of here. See these little white covers, they come right off there. Okay. Alright? And we're just kind of inspecting this for a second. And what we're going to do is we're going to get out our little bit of lubricant, and we're going to get it in here, and we're going to spray these pots out. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip this whole thing over. Oh, it's got on my towel. Flip this whole thing right over like this. Okay? We're going to get right in the back of these pots. Just a little bit of juice. And then we're going to proceed to give them a little turn. And you should feel them loosen up just a little bit as you're turning them. You know? Okay. You're just getting the lubricant all over the place. It's working the corrosion off the contacts, because it's just inside this right here, it's just a little arm that goes by, you know, and it sweeps across here, and that's what turns the volume up. So we got to keep that contact between that wiper button and the other part, you know, the flat part. You know, got to keep that clean. So we're just gonna keep going across here a little bit with this until they feel like they're good from end to end. You want to go from one end to the other with it, so that, you know, everything from one end to the other. It is good. I'm gonna give this one just another little squirt ski, because that's the volume one. That's the one that gets used the most, and it's the one that can give you the most problems. Just another little shot. There we go. Want to get that right at the very end there. All right, I think I'm satisfied with that right there. Okay, and we're going to kind of do the same thing to this one. We're going to kind of get an idea where the contacts lie and stuff like that. Okay, we got that. Now this one's got some corrosion on it, I can see. You know, so we're going to get in there and we're going to get that back and forth a few times like that. See? Oh yeah, that looks much better. See, that just goes by there and hits all those little contacts in there. So we're just going to get a little bit more on there. Alright, and that's pretty much all you have to do. We're going to go ahead and we're going to clean these up a little bit, and we're going to put this all back together. And when we do, we'll be right back. Or we're going to clean the pick guard after this, so we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. We're going to go ahead and clean up this pick guard here. I think we can widen out just a little bit. Oh, there we go. How about like that? Okay, we're just going to peel that off of there. And then once again, we're just going to go over it with our wet rag. Oh, got a little bit more right there. And a little bit more around that one. Okay. Looks like we got a little bit around where the pickups went in there too. You know, I put that plastic on there. Okay. And you know, basically what we're going to do with this pick guard is we're going to do the same thing we did with the body. We're just going to kind of go over it with that light rubbing compound real easy. You know, we got the dirt off of it and stuff. And this will brighten it up. That'll brighten it up a little bit, take some of the picking marks out of it. You know, we're going to come around the back too and get this back side too, in case there's any dirt, grime, junk. You know, we want everything to be clean, look nice. We want to put it back together when it's dirty. You know, this is his baby. Man, I got to take good care of it, you know. All right. There we have it. Now we're going to take that same old rag here, put a little bit of our polishing compound on it. Just a wee bit. Put the thing back open again. Okay. Alright. There we go, just a little bit. And we're just going to start rubbing that in. Now you can see how white it was at one time underneath where the screws are. So you can see that it's yellowed a little bit, you know. And that's natural. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to yellow a little bit. I'm just kind of getting some of the scratches out of it and stuff, just freshening it up a little bit with some of this, you know. We'll leave it lay flat here, you know. What is that little junk there? That's just some junk that's in there. And that's covered up by the, well, it's not covered up by the knot. That ain't. Let's see if we can get that out of there. I don't think that's going to come out of there, though. Okay. Alright, so we kind of went over it a little bit with the little bit of rubbing compound here. You know, our rubbing compound we use. We went over that there. And now we're just going to sort of wipe it off a little bit with the part that didn't have nothing on it. And we'll wipe it off again. And let's see what it looks like now. It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty shiny. But I don't know if you really can't see it. There are just a few little pick scratches left in it that I would like to try to get out one more time. So we're going to go with just a little bit more stuff there, right there where you do the picking. Right at the business end there. A little bit right there. I'm going to get right here. And I'm going to put some pressure. I'm going to go back and forth like this, then back and forth like this, and then in a circle, and then up and down, and back and forth, and in a circle. And now I'm going to just sort of pick up my pressure. I'm not going to put as much pressure. I'm just sort of releasing my pressure as I'm coming up there. There. And we're going to see how that looks. Oh yeah, those came out real nice. You can't even see them. Look how nice that looks. Nice and shiny that looks. It's ready to go back, be put back together, isn't it? I think so. So I think we can load this sucker back up. Okay. So basically, we're gonna put this back together. Now you've seen us take it apart. So it's, you know, we're gonna go ahead, and I think what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with a little bit of this. I like this car wash stuff. And this time I'm just gonna kind of rub it around with my fingers to get it all over the place good. This, you know, gets in and takes where it fills in those little, just kind of smooths things over. You know, get some back over here, good, everything like that. Okay, all right. Then I guess I'm just gonna take this right here, and we're gonna just kind of wipe it off. All right, now I can pick it up. Did somebody order a new pick guard? I'll tell you one thing, this one looks brand new. I mean, there's not a spot, a scratch, a snub, nothing. Brand new, brand new. Okay, now it's ready to start putting it back together. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go ahead and, I got to do something with these knobs here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to clean these knobs up real nice. I got everything else cleaned up real nice and ready to go. And so we're going to put the pick guard back together, okay? So when I get the knobs clean and the pick guard back together, we will be right back. All right, there you have it. The pick guard, put it all back together. Everything cleaned up, looking nice. I just set the pickup so they're just barely breaking through the pick guard. But we got it all looking nice in the back too. The pickups are all back in there. And all the volume pots and the tone pots, everything is looking good. That's all ready to go back into the guitar, into the body. But there's one last thing that we got to take care of before we do all that. And that's, we got to take care of this here trim here. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take this apart and we're going to clean it all up, get everything looking just the way it's supposed to, and put it back together. So, you know, these are pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We just take the intonation screw out. We'll zoom in a little bit more, and just right there. Okay, you just take the intonation screw out, And we're not going to take the block off it or anything like that, but I do want to get underneath here and just clean everything up and clean all these individual parts up real nice, you know. Now, when you take apart stuff like this, you want to kind of make sure that you know, eyeball it and make sure that, you know, sometimes there's things that are different. I think these are all pretty much the same, so we're going to take all of our parts and just put them off to the side. And when we get this, we're going to go ahead and take this all the way completely apart, all of these, and then we're going to clean it all up and put it back together. So we'll be right back after we do that. Alright, so we used a little bit of the polish that we used on the body, on the tailpiece here, and you can see we got that nice and shiny, and we tightened up the screws a little bit, and then we took all the parts and we stuck them in this little jar here, and they're all sitting around in there in some rubbing alcohol, getting all the grease and grime and fuzz and junk and dead skin and all that other crap off them. Okay, so what we're doing is we're pulling them out. We're taking a toothbrush after them and just kind of getting in all the little places. We want to get in all the little screw holes. You know, it's got a little where you stick your Allen head screw in there. You want to get in there with a little bit and try to, you know, in case there's some junk in there, you know, and get in there and just clean. And right back in here, you'll get some junk. So you want to make sure you get all that good stuff out of there with the toothbrush. So we're going to go ahead and finish doing that. Well, there you have it. We got the bridge all put back together, and we got the saddles roughly in the intonation spots. You know, we kind of staggered them a little bit to get them close to being intonated, and we set all the screws so that they're all way up, so that when put some strings on there, it's going to go all the way down, and then we'll raise the two end ones, and then we'll radius the strings. So we'll leave that like that. Okay, now next thing we need to do is we're going to clean up our area just a wee bit, and we're going to widen out. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to start reassembling. Hey. Okay. First thing we're going to do is we're going to plug in the soldering iron, and we're going to get that starting to get ready and get hot. So we will be right back. Alright, we are back. We got our soldering iron all warmed up and everything like that, and we're going to get this stuff back in place. So we're going to set this over here just to protect things a little bit. We got our two wires here, our hot wire here. So we're going to set this down right there. We're going to get our hot wire and bring that over here to where it goes. Put it on right here. A little closer. And we're just going to kind of straighten that one out a little bit. So once we get it with the heat, it should straighten out. And voila, that one's stuck on there. Except for I'm an idiot. That's the wrong one. Dumbass. Let me get that off. That goes on here. Alright, there we go. And then our two other wires here go on right here. Try to get those in on the side there a little bit. There we go. Are they stuck? Nope, not very good. Get that down on there good. There we go. Still don't like it. Yeah, get the solder on there. There we go. Now she's on there good. Oh, heck yeah. Well, I don't know about that. Hold on now. Maybe not. Maybe it's still bullshitting some. Let's see. Alright, I can live with that, I suppose. Try it again. There we go. I just want to make sure it's stuck. You know, I can't have nothing shaky Jake, man. I don't even like that right there. It's got to have a little bit more juice on it too. There we go. Alright, we are in business. We can unplug this old soldering again. No more soldering for us. Set that over there in a safe spot. Okay, we got all our wires all straight. Now we do is flip this thing over, put it into place. Set it right in there where she's supposed to go. And make sure the things are tucking in where they're supposed to. And everything is right. And she sat down there. Bam! Look at that. Something ain't right. Don't like that. Where's it hitting? It's hitting on something. Cover this wires here. Yeah, I think that works better. Okay, we got it. All right. So, we got everything hooked up there. All we got to do is put these screws back in now, baby. Heck yeah. Get the screws back in. We'll get this buttoned all up. Put these screws all in here. And we'll be right back. Okay, we are back. We got the pick guard in and all the controls. We got the jack in, and we're going to put the bridge back in there. And I just want to give it a little bit of a wipe before we put it in there, so everything is looking nice and shiny. Okay, put that in there, and we'll get our screws. We'll get those started. 6-mile long screws. Those suckers in there. You know, I was, you know, when you have a YouTube channel, you get these, you know, demographics and stuff like that. They show you who's watching your channel, you know, and when they're watching, and all kinds of good information that, you know, people use to kind of, you know, do things a little bit different, or maybe, you know, this and that. And anyways, I was looking through there, and for my channel, the demographic, well, the type of person that's watching it is men between 45 and 65. So I got a bunch of old guys watching the channel, and I was looking at one of the other statistics on there, and it says that about 67% of the people that watch my channel are not subscribed to my channel. So only 30% of them are subscribed, you know, and it's like, man, I really wish that the people that didn't subscribe, or that are not subscribers, you know, but when they watch and they, you know, they like and stuff, they would just go ahead and subscribe, because, you know, the thing about subscribing is it doesn't cost you anything. You know, it's an act of kindness, because it really does give us a shot in the arm. And, you know, you subscribe, you like, you push the notification button, and it really does help us out quite a bit, more than you know. And it doesn't cost you a thing, and it only takes a second. You know, it's real easy to do, and we sure do appreciate it, you know. It's just, you know, I'd like to see it where 100% of the people that watch Mojo Shop Guitar are subscribers, you know. That would be just awesome, you know, and it really could. I mean, it doesn't cost anything, you know, it's free, and it takes about, you know, whole maybe 5 seconds to scroll up or whatever, you know, and hit the button. It's, you know, and I try to give you good content. Look at this beautiful guitar here, you know. You guys get a notification, or you know, you become a subscriber, and my videos pop up on your feed and stuff, and you know. That's what helps this channel get off the ground, and you know, helps it do better. And I really do appreciate it. You guys don't know how much I appreciate it. I really do. So anyway, enough of me talking about subscribing and stuff. You know, just do it. And anyway, we're gonna go ahead and tighten these screws down here. Now we don't tighten these down all the way. Basically, what we're gonna do is we're gonna tighten them down until they start to lift up a little bit, till the bridge starts to lift up a little bit, and then we're going to let it down until it doesn't lift up. So I'll kind of show you what I'm talking about here. Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit. Alright, okay. We'll tighten this screw down. Okay, keep tightening. Oh, did you see that pop up like that? I'm just going to, till it goes back down. See, it pops up, goes down. Okay, keep doing that all the way across. Pop up, pop down, pop up, pop down. Yeah, one wants to lay down. Hey, let's try that with this one. All right, right there. I might have to hold it down so I can feel with my finger. See, I'm holding it down so I can feel with my finger. Right there. Right there. Right there. Yeah. Right there. Okay. Those just probably right like that. Okay. It's just a little bit loose. I'm just going to kind of do that one more time across there. So I want them to be as tight as I can get them, but they're sitting down. Okay. So this is very important. There. There. Okay, we got that perfect. All right. Guess what we're going to do now? We're going to turn this over, and we're going to put some springs, I said springs, on here. And we are going to spread these out. I'm not going to put them on any fancy schmancy pattern. I'm just going to go to the outside, middle, outside and middles. There. And stick that underneath the, well, we can go over under it. And there we go. And you want to make sure those springs are all the way in the little tiny holes there. Yeah, I'd say that's about where you want it, right there. So see, we're going to deck this down here, so it's not going to be moving any. All right, we got the trim on. We got the pick guard on. We got the, oh my gosh, I am so zoom. I got to zoom out. Okay, we got this on. Now we get to put the neck back on it. What do you know? Hey, hey, hey. Oh, except for, we got to do this, don't we? Got to get the tuners on here. let's put all this stuff over here. Get all this tuner junk back over here. Alright. And these tuners should be all set and everything like that. They were all good. And basically we're just going to take a little bit of a, should take a little towel and kind of wipe them off a little bit so they're not schmutzy or dirty. You know. And then we're going to do something to them. Seeing that they're 22 years old. You know what? I think I'm going to wipe these off just a little bit because they are looking kind of, got some not good stuff on them. So we'll wipe them off a little bit. Give them a little bit more love than we was planning on. But we'll get these all cleaned up here real nice and shiny. And then we're going to put a little bit of lubrication down the yin-yang. Give them just a little bit of lubrication. It is a moving part. And it has grease in it already and stuff, so we're going to make sure that it's got plenty of lubrication, okay? Alright. Now we're going to take my little, just a little bit of 3-in-1 oil here. It's not anything that's all that special. And we're just going to put just a micro drop down the side here of each one of these. And it's going to go right down in there. Just drip a little bit in there. Then just let it set in there. Just drip. You just need a couple drops. Nothing serious. You know. And then leave it so. And then let it sit down here on the bench, or let it sit down. And let that, so that oil will drain down into the gears. We're just giving a little taste there. Okay, we got all those. Okay, now if you want to, you can give them a little turn if you want. Yeah. Yeah. Feel them loosen up just a little bit, maybe. These feel like good solid tuners though. They've got some good tension to them. They don't feel sloppy or either going either way, you know. They're in good shape. But we give them just a little bit of a turn, just kind of get some of that oil distributed a little bit, okay? And now that we've got them cleaned up some, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stick them in the holes here. Right in there just like that. And it doesn't matter what hole you put them in or anything like that, just as long as you get them in there. And we'll stick this last one in there. Alrighty. Okay, now we can just we're just gonna bring this around here to this side here. Okay, I'm leaving these sort of angled down. Now when I make sure the washer goes with the bevel on the top. Okay, and then put our thing in there. Okay, we'll get that one started. Screw down a little bit. Okay, and the same thing, we just keep doing that all the way across. Just get it started. Don't have to tighten it down. We're just getting them right now so they don't fall apart. Got the bevel going the right way. Piece going in there. Oh yeah, coming together nice. Yep, all these were loose. That's typical. You know, somebody has a guitar, and I could pretty much tell you the story of this guitar. So we went to a Guitar Center or something, or maybe they ordered it. You know, they might have ordered it from you know, from an online place or something like that, you know. And they got it in the mail, and they started playing it. Maybe they changed the strings on it. You know, I don't know why people do that, but they changed the strings. And so they started playing it. And they probably, all they've done is change the strings on it. They probably haven't done anything to it, because, you know, it's an expensive guitar. It should be ready to go, you know. And we all know now that even the expensive guitars are not ready to go. You know, they have to be set up. They have to have the things done to them that they're supposed to have done to them. All right, let me see if this socket here, I got here, this. That's way too big. This is a 10 millimeter. I think it's still that. Come on, 3/8. Oh, great. Here's the social again. Is that it? Nope. That's not it. Come on, Pat. Where's he going, man? You can't find nothing around here. Oh, it's on the end of this one. Jesus. Okay, we're going to start tightening these up here. I got my wrench. We'll start tightening these up. I'm just getting them tightened a little bit, okay? A little bit tight. I am searching around for a wrench that's sitting right here on the table. Okay? I just got these in there. Okay, I'm going to come around the back and make sure everything looks like it's straight and it's not moving around or anything. It's all, they're all sitting level. They're, you know, there's not a gap in there or nothing like that. Everything looks good. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to give them one final little tight down. I'm not really torquing on them hard, just I want to get them so that they're good and tight, good and snug, she would say. Okay. All right, we got that together. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put our string tree back on there. Here we go. Put our string tree back on there. Get that little bit of stuff right there. Yes, sir. This man is coming to get his guitar tonight. He said he can't wait to see what the Mojo is. Can't wait. See what it feels like on a good guitar. Oh, he's gonna be loving it. You know, we're gonna leave that string tree so it sits up a little bit. Just a wee bit. Just a wee bit. All right. Uh-oh. That's some stuff. Yeah. All right. It's time. We're going to marry these two. I know you pronounce you Stratocaster. Okay, let's get the plates over here, the screws. Should do where a big screwdriver's at. Okay. This can be a tricky situation sometimes. So, what we're going to do is we are going to get our back plate going. We'll get our back plate in there, okay? Make sure that's right here. Get that CE thing going the right way. And we'll get these screws started. Okay. And we're going to put our finger around the back side. So when that tip of that screw hits my finger, I know I got to stop. It's getting right to the thing, right there. Right there. Yep, get it right there. That way when we put the neck up there, they're all gonna bite right away. Alright, right there. Get these turned in a little bit. Oh, at least I gotta do it on that far. Right there. Okay. And right there. Okay. Now we're just gonna lay this right in there like that. Real nice. And we're just gonna start these screws. See, I'm taking a look at the gap in the front. I got no gap in the front here. So that's good. Those screws started. Okay, and then I'm gonna push down pick up in the back here. Okay. We're gonna get these screws tighten down a little bit, or at least get them snugged in, okay, but not tight. Just down there. Okay, now we're going to flip it over. Make sure that's sitting down in there good. And it is. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and screw that in. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of tighten this one down a little bit so it sucks this end down. Okay. And then when this one takes to it, it'll do the, it's going to start where it's supposed to. I guess if that makes any sense. Okay, now we got that one. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to tighten the front. We're not trying to reef on these, we're just trying to get them good and solid. We'll wipe off that plate right there. Oh, look nice she's looking. That plate might need a little bit of help. Anyway, we're going to leave the back plate off this for now. But look at there. There she is. She's back together. She's looking pretty, looking beautiful. Everything is set. And guess what time it is there, folks? Yep, you guessed it. It's time to get it cleaned up. It's time to get some strings on it. I just saw something I didn't like. I got a screw here that looks a little bit dingy still, so I'm going to shine it up if I can. All the rest of them are shiny. This one ought to be too, you know. Just want to make sure I get that screw nice and shiny. I gotta get something else for it too. There we go. There we go. Looking nice and shiny now. Alright, now we may proceed. Got this nice little pack of Ernie Ball Extra Slinky 8 through 38. Wow. Excuse me, I gotta hack a lung. Alright, let's break these bad dogs open. He likes the light strings. So we got a 38 right here. Let's get this bad hombre on there. Alright. Get the first string on there. I'll tell you what, before we get going on this thing here, we are going to get cleaned up just a little bit. Some of the stuff out the way so it's not so much more cluster. Alright. So let's get the neck brace out here and we can come on down here a little bit. How's that? Is that better? Perking there. And maybe we'll tighten in a little bit. Alright. Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take this and I'm going to turn this around here just a little bit. Okay, so what I do basically is I take from my first knuckle right here to the end of my finger. So I put my first knuckle right there and then I grab it and I shove it through. Okay. And we get the string winder out. Whoa. And we're going to start winding her up. And I don't know if you can see it, but I'll try to keep the tuner next to it up and down like this so that when I'm winding I don't bump into it. And remember, we're going to go once over the string and then the rest of the turns go under the string. So we're going to bring that around. Now we can straighten that up because we've already went over the string. And now we're going to go under the string. And I'm not going to tighten this down, I'm just kind of getting it in place so that it's doing what it's supposed to do. Okay. There we go. I'm just getting it tightened up a little bit. Okay, and then we got our cutters, and we'll go ahead and cut this one off. cut it off as tight as I can get it. And when I cut it off, I want to have it so that it's away from other strings so that I don't accidentally cut another string off or something, you know, stupid like that. Okay, well, we're just going to keep working our way across here. So I'm going to go with the, what is this, the 30 next. It's going to be your A string. Okay, we'll measure that out the same way to the end of the knuckle. Stick her through there. Commence to winding. Tell you what, this is kind of boring, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to just go right to the next spot. Alright, we are back. We got some strings on it. It's looking good, looking fresh, looking new. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to take our little handy dandy height gauge. And our little feeler gauge that we had out here somewhere. There we go. Okay. And we're going to set this string height down here at the 12th fret. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here. Maybe we should zoom in a little bit. Go down a little bit. Over a little bit. Up a little bit. Alright, let's see. Alright. Ah, yeah, we get a picture of that right there. Oh, bam, there we go. Ta-da! Alright. We're going to take this. We're going to just make sure that it's hitting on a touch. You know, feel that it's touching. Okay? I'm going to take this up 2 turns. 1, 2. And then I'm going to give this one 2 turns. 1, 2. Now I'll check my height down here. Nope, you still got to keep going. I'll go 1, 2, and then I'll go another 2 over here. 1, 2. We'll check that. 1.8 right there, so I think I just want to go just a little bit more. So I'm going to go about another 1/4 of a turn on each one. Okay. Now check that. Need another 1/4 of a turn. Okay. Alright. Yes, that's where I want it, right there. Okay, now we're going to come around here and we're going to do the same thing on the other side of the, over here on this one right here. That one? Ooh, this one. Okay. We're down to this one. Okay, so we're going to go, how many did we go up here? We went up 4, so I think we'll just go up 3 on this one here, and we'll make sure that we're hitting. There feels like we're hitting. What I'm trying to do is just bottom these out so I know where they're at, so that they're not lifted in, but they're not up too. So we're going to go 3. 1, 2, and 3. About 3 turns all you're going to get out of these things. Not getting too off where you can't do it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Alrighty. So let's try that over here. Where are we at? That is low. So we want to go just about another, I think I'm going to go, let's try another turn. I think that feels pretty good. Okay, so basically what we did here is we went down. We raised up the small E string. We raised it up at the saddle here until we got our desired string height down here, which is about 1.6, okay? And over here we're at about 1.8, 1.9 over here, okay? So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to just try to play this string up and down the neck. Okay, we're definitely okay there, so it's a little loose. So okay, I think we're in the good ballpark. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to take our radius gauge, which is, oh, where did it go? Aha, right here. I'll take our radius gauge. And the radius of this fretboard, because we measured the radius of the fretboard over here, and it is 7.5. So we got a 7.5 radius gauge here. And what we're going to do is we're going to set it across the strings down here so that we can radius the gauge, this radius of the strings. So let's tighten a little bit on that. Okay. Get my stuff out of the way here. We'll get right down there. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this radius gauge across here like that, and we are going to take our little feeler gauge, which is around here someplace. Use my head if I want to attach. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay, our little tiny feeler gauge that is really thin. And what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here, and we're going to bring all these strings up until they hit this radius, till we can't slip our feeler gauge underneath there. Okay, so we've pretty much started off at 0, and I know that we raised this one up 3, so I can think that we can safely raise all these up 3, all of them up 3 turns. But we're not going to do all 3 turns at once. We're just going to go 2 turns, and then maybe we'll just go 2 turns again. So we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. So do that all the way across. Alright. Not like that. Just a little touch. There we go. Okay, that's it. So 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, so let's go another 2. All right, so now we got that all the way up there like that. Let's get our gauge, and we're going to see where if we're even in the ballpark here anywhere. That was low, 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 and that one's getting up there. So we got to come way up in the middle. So I got about at least a turn down the middle. So 1. Yeah, this is going to take a minute. I think you basically get the idea, right? We're going to go across here, and we're going to raise these strings up until they hit the bottom of this radius gauge. That way we have the strings are the same radius as the fretboard. So that means that every string is the same height off of the fretboard perfectly. So when we get done doing that, we'll be right back. All right, we've done that right there. We've got the radius so that this little feeler gauge doesn't slide underneath any one of these strings here. Ooh, I guess it does that one a little bit. Yeah, take that one up just a hair. Just a hair. Just a little bit like that. Just a little bit on each side. We'll give one more shot. Look at it. It's got to be perfect. Perfect, right there. Okay. Now all we have to do is get it tuned up, get the strings stretched, and the intonation set, and then we'll be done. Okay, so let's get it all tuned up here. That's wide now. Alright. So let's get a tuner on there. Where's my tuner? Oh, here she is. Alright. Alright. Let's see what we got going on here. Alright. Alright. Let's get a little... Alright, let's get the A. There's D. Don't. That's not even how to say that. Let's try it in from the bottom here. Seems awful loose. All right, we'll muffle all the rest of them. Come on, man, get a E. There we go. Alright, now we're going to lay it down. We got it tuned up. We're just going to give these strings a little bit of a stretch. And you can hear it kind of go a little bit when you stretch them. That's the strings setting into the things. But this is a set of 8s, so you want to take it easy on the... Take it easy. And let's not get too froggy with all that pulling out of stuff. Take it easy. Give it a little stretch. And then we'll go back and tune it up again. And this is going to keep it so that the guitar will stay in tune. See, we stretched a whole half of a step out of there. Went from down to the A, went down to a G sharp. This is C sharp. My G didn't go down too much. B went down some. Oh. Alright, now we're going to lay down. Do some more stretching. Keep an eye on that bridge down. I don't want that bridge moving. Okay. I'm going to do one thing. I'm going to come back over here and check my string height again. Looks good. It's right where I want it. Okay. A little stretch. A more, a little more, a little more. All right, and then we'll tune it up one more time. And basically we're going to keep doing this until the strings don't come out of tune when I stretch them. And they go out of tune a little bit less every time I stretch them. A little bit less. Now, so we get in here, we're good. You can almost feel the stretch coming out of them. And that little thin 8E down there, that was staying pretty decent, so. Whoa, whoa, turn the wrong one there. Hold on a second. All right, let's try it again. A, D, G's coming up, B, and then, yeah, they're all a little closer. See, the E stayed right there. It did not stretch out at all. So we're gonna do this a little more. All right. All right. Tune it up one more time. Okay, we've done it. We've done it. So now we're just gonna fine tune this sucker so that it's right on the note that it's supposed to be. Okay, it's not sharp. All right, we'll check our intonation. The E is right on. Let's tune it up just a little bit. Perfect. Let's see the B. That's a little sharp. So we got to make this one just a little bit. The D string has to go just a little bit longer. So we'll tune that one in a little bit. Not by much. Here we go. Make sure she's still a D. Okay, let's go back just a little bit more. And we're going to loosen that up just a little bit. Okay? Makes it a little easier for it to move backwards. And it is a little sharp, so we're making the string longer. Because the longer the string, the flatter it is. You know what I mean? So just a little bit more. All right, that should do it right there. we're going to keep on doing that until we get them all right. Okay? All right. Excuse me. Well, let's do a little wrap up on this thing. Well, we still got it on the bench. We'll give a little wipe down. We have gone ahead and we have set the string height and the radius down here. We went ahead and we set the pickup height. You didn't see that, but we set the pickup height. And we got everything all buttoned up. We got the intonation set so that it plays perfectly at the 12th fret. It's in tune. And every last note up and down this neck plays perfectly in tune. Every last note. And that means that when you play whatever you're playing, it's going to be in tune. It's going to be right where it's supposed to be. So what do you say we take this beauty over to the band or over to the amp and see what it sounds like, huh? Yeah. All right. Let's give this a little try. Let's see what she sounds like. What do you say? Man, we sure did get it looking nice. And I got a suspicion that we got it playing pretty nice too. Let's see. Let's just try it in the first position up here. I mean the fourth position. We're going to turn all the tones all the way up. Get everything. Let's just try a good old G chord. So what do we got this amp on? Alright, I got this amp as clean as it'll get. Alright, that's the fourth position. I mean the fifth. Fourth. Third. Second. And first. Let's put it back in the good old fourth position. Yeah, she sounds pretty good. You get that old twang to it, don't it? Yep, sure does. I'll tell you what. What do you say we try it with a little bit of distortion? And a little bit of backing track, huh? What do you say? Are you ready? Ready to hear a little bit? Gotta get a little bit of effects in there. pretty good there, don't it? It sounded real good. She's got a lot of chink to her. Fooling around. Well, another successful build right here. You know, she's beautiful. She sounds good, nice and full. Everything you'd ever ask for a guitar, and I know that Neil's gonna really love it. So we're gonna say adios for now from Mojo Shop Guitar, and don't forget to subscribe, you unsubscribes. Yup, baby. Thank you for watching Mojo Shop Guitar. Please like.